Happy Sunday, everyone. This is Our Issues Birmingham, and this may be the funnest show I've ever done already. And we hadn't even taped yet. Today's guests are ONA Watson and CLEVE EATON, both of whom, in my opinion, belong in whatever the World Jazz Hall of Fame is. They should be in it. Guys, thanks for being here, and particularly you, CLEVE. I know this is interrupting your sleep pattern.
Yes, it is.
So, y'all know each other?
Yeah,
All my
man.
life.
Long
He
time.
raised me.
All our life.
He's older than you are,
He's
ONA?
a little older than me, but he raised
Oh,
me.
he's a baby. I'm 78.
He raised me.
How old
Well-
are you, man?
I ain't telling.
Yeah, you ain't gonna tell your age.
I'm not that old.
No.
Not yet.
Oh, no, you can't tell your age.
Yeah.
Look out, man.
Oh,
Okay.
you raised me in the controllers.
Anyway, I'm 78, man. He's talking to me somewhere.
Maurice White. And,
So, Maurice White of
Philip
Earth,
Bailey.
Wind and Fire?
yeah.
Yeah.
He was like my son, man,
Yeah,
for 5
yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Who was?
Maurice
Maurice?
White,
Yeah.
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 I hired him with me. I was a little trio. I was a straw boss then.
Yeah.
So he was the best drummer. Why? Because he was in the studio. And I had to have a drummer with me that had been in the studio and used to making hit records, not just used to playing. But Maurice, he knew what to do to produce hit records. So I went around, and our first album was gold.
Yeah.
With Ramsey Lewis.
With Maurice White on there, by picking
But he
him
was
as
playing the drums?
He's a drummer.
Drummer.
He didn't sing.
I thought he was a bass player.
Who?
You talking about
Maurice
Verdine?
I'm joking.
You
Oh, you
talking
said
about
No.
So you both grew up in Birmingham?
Yeah.
Yes, a Fairfield man.
And you own a...
Smithfield for me.
And at what
Dr.
point...
Frank Adams. I was
Did
under
you take
Dr.
from
Frank.
Dr. Frank
Yeah.
Adams,
Yeah.
both of you?
Yeah.
You
That's my
know,
cousin.
I took saxophone back in the day from Amos Gordon.
Oh yeah.
Do you know Amos?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Amos played
Yeah,
with
oh,
Count.
Oh, yeah.
You remember Amos?
And he told me one day, I was in my 30s, and he told me one day he got off the road because he came home one afternoon and he knocked on the door, and his little boy came to the door and said, "Mama, there's a man at the door." And the kid didn't know who he was, and he knew it was time to get off the road.
Ah,
So
Flash.
anyway, that's my exposure to him, and somewhere along the way I met both of you.
Yeah.
You have made some incredible contributions to music, both of you, and to jazz. What each of you can speak to this respectively, but what puts Birmingham in such a historical perspective as far as jazz goes in the world, I would say? I mean, we're here.
Well, one thing, all the major bands that was formed at that time had members from Birmingham.
And what time are we talking about? We're
Back
talking
in
about
the 30s and 40s.
and
right,
40s.
Right. All of those top bands had their main members was from out of Birmingham, Alabama. That's what basically.
But you were a baby then.
Sure was. But still, I know about that's how it went. Yeah.
And same with you, ONA?
Yeah. Well, you know, most of them came through here to recruit guys. Even
Same thing.
after like Ray Charles. After, I mean, a little later, but Flash, you know, Amos Gordon, all those guys, Dr. Frank Adams. But they came through the
William
recruit those
Johnson.
guys. William Johnson. We heard about him. You know, I mean, it was, you know, it wasn't televised, but we knew we would hear about it, like in the band room or in the choir rehearsal, whatever. You know.
Did you go to Fairfield High School?
Yeah.
I
But the
went
cats
far
told
from-
me, man, I
went
was here
far.
from the guys.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
the cats
yeah,
said,
right.
man, you know, they got something for Birmingham to do certain things, you know, and that was how I really kind of heard about it, you know.
Yeah,
So
even in the '60s. I mean, when you think of people think about Diana Ross, Eddie Kendricks, Cornbread, you know,
Yeah.
all those guys.
Yeah.
You know, Free from Ansley, Cornbread from Ansley,
Who's Cornbread?
Eddie Kendricks.
Eddie Kendrick's nickname is Cornbread.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. A
So,
lot of it.
do y'all have you ever been together in any sort of
we ever
musical
played together?
performance?
Oh, we
yeah.
played.
Oh yeah, he
together.
took me on the road. He took me on the road one of the first times.
Were you playing
we
trumpet
were doing
then?
different universities. I was singing.
You were singing.
Yeah. And he said, "You gonna sing, fool? Or you gonna look cute?" Oh yeah, we did a lot of universities.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, me, you, and Nate Miller,
Oh, yeah, man.
and Gary Motley.
All the cats.
Yeah, all the cats. Bo
Yeah.
Vera. Yeah.
Is
And
you
I
know,
was a singer. I was one of the vocalists.
Yeah.
You know?
so historically, at least a place that I like to visit when I'm in New York City is a place called Smalls.
Oh
Are
yeah.
you familiar with
Sure,
Smalls?
I
sure.
played small.
You played Smalls?
Yeah,
No, I didn't play small. I'm familiar with it.
yeah, I played there.
But that's the kind of jazz club, tiny. I'm
Yeah.
talking, not because that's the name, the guy's name that owns its last name is Smalls, but
P Small.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of place that I think today Birmingham lacks.
Yeah.
I would like to see ONA get back into his
I would
gig.
too. Yeah.
Well, I've been looking at a couple of businesses, a couple of buildings, and trying to get the feel of people, whether or not they will support it. And so far, I feel real good about it. Probably after the first of the year, I'm trying to see what the city's going to do. And
Under
as we
it-
were talking, well,
Under its new leadership, sorry, I had to
trying
just say
see-
that.
trying-
That's all I'm going to
well,
say, Cleve.
Yeah, yeah.
Cleve doesn't like to talk about
yeah,
politics.
trying to see if they want to support what we do, you know, because Cleve was saying earlier, you know, some of the older guys don't get support, you know, and even though I'm not quite as old as he is, but he raised me and he showed me a lot, taught me a lot, and fussed at me a lot, and I thank God for that, you know, because I can
That's what
work
everybody says.
anytime, anywhere, you know, because of him, and it's I want to see if the city, because like he had Cleves out in Ensley, it got support sporadically, but we need more than just one night. One night. Got to be every night.
Hey, man, you know what?
Hold it. We're going to talk about it when we come back from break, okay?
Yeah, okay.
This is Our Issues Birmingham. Don't go away. We're going to be right back.